Generally, we don't give topics. It all depends on the group because it's creative. Creativity cannot be defined. What are the people? It depends on children. If there are 10 artists, the rest of them also will learn art. It's like more learning and teaching. Basically, it is learn to learn. We learn different things, but we don't learn how to learn. I keep saying we know how to cycle on roads, but we don't know cycling still. Because we drive on the same road all the time. We never venture into something new, right? That could be with examples like chemistry. Or if the group is more of engineering students, I'll take engineering subjects for learning as examples. If it is KG children, I'll take KG for that. That's it. And biggest problem among children are concentration. Even when we take any sessions or any gathering, wherever somebody speaks, what is lacking is concentration. That is because we don't paraphrase anything. Paraphrasing is what happened here, somebody must be able to speak about it later, right? Correct or not? There are 2-3 methods. One is recording. I keep recording everything what I speak. I record audio separate and video separate. I also know that. Right? Casual discussions also I keep recording. And I keep listening to that. Because I do that regularly, now whatever I speak is live telecastable. Because I learned how to communicate. Learning to communicate is listening to yourself many times. So I keep doing it.
These are all look simple.
It is not difficult.
No, it's not difficult. It's just, it looks simple, but it does not.
Yeah, that is why we keep saying, keep practicing. Even to our own children, we keep talking. Today the subject is art of parenting. We keep telling, but we don't do it.
Yeah.
Yesterday I was in met some parents. We had long discussion. The daughter is going for a movie. This is told by the father himself when we were discussing. Later the daughter came and told, "I want $20. I'm going for a movie." Immediately the father said, "I don't know that you are going for a movie." Previously to that 1 hour, the whole discussion was, father himself said, it's not that he don't know. He knows, but he want to tell his daughter that you didn't tell me directly. It came through the mother. The daughter is not that bad to know that father already knows. She also must have overheard the discussion we had. That means you are lying to your daughter, right? Definitely that is where the daughter learns how to lie to parents. You are all the role model. We are all role models, right? Correct?
Yeah.
That is because there is a big communication gap. Why the communication gap? And I supported saying that, no, because I love movies. I want children to go and not watch movies. They should not watch movies. They should not see movies. They should learn movies. Today somebody wanted to, from Alain, my camp, somebody wanted to propagate global warming and become a volunteer. Immediately I said, see 2 movies. And if the reply came, I'll see the movie and send a review. Because she is my student, she knows what is meant by seeing a movie. Seeing a movie is not seeing movie. It's seeing and then making a review on that. So there is a big message which says that no, she wanted to become a volunteer of global warming. So my answer was, see movies, The Inconvenient Truth, The Great Global Warming Swindle. These are 2 movies, one contradicting the other one. So you should have 2 views. Immediately the answer came, yes Papa. She is my student but she calls me Papa. Yes Papa, I will give you a review too. That's the answer. Because that's what I expect. So I said, go see, you must write a review. So when you are in the movie theater, you want to write a review, you are learning a lot of things.
This is a perfect example. example of the day in medicine. As soon as you receive WhatsApp messages, delete.
Yeah, if you don't write something,
Write something.
forwarding message itself is waste because you are not reading it itself. Many times it happens. I may be a member of 20 WhatsApp groups. You've got some family group in which somebody sent a message, somebody died with a picture there. Immediately they'll say, very good. Because without even opening the JPEG message, it is a picture. But in the picture itself, it is written that he died so and so day. So that we are not reading. How do you expect your children to read? I keep saying if your children have to drink water, keep a lot of water beside you. I'm sure seeing water for a long time, you will feel like drinking, right? If you want your children to read, you should have a lot of books around. We don't have. We have only no TV and then definitely that is what they will use. So what we do generally is in our camp, one is writing. Even if it is a small child of grade 2, a pen and paper, without that nobody will attend. Write down every point. If you don't understand also, you write. So that you can ask questions. So asking questions and discussion is a major portion. What we don't have today is no questions. Questions and answers both are given by teachers. No? Questions should come from students and answers should go from teachers. We all respected our parents. Today children, they don't respect parents. That is because in our days, parents know more than us. In our days, my father and mother knows more than what I know. They are not respecting you because they know more than what you know.
Now it's a reverse.
The respect comes only when you have knowledge, right? So what is that you share? Actually, we know less. My son knows more than what I know. So I should respect my son. And earlier, today I wrote one small article. Who wrote Ramayana? All of you say Vatmiki. The other day I asked her, she also said Vatmiki. I said it's wrong.
That's what we read.
That is what you read, but there is something more to read.
Like the writing portion?
No, not writing portion. Actually, Vatmiki, where he got the story of Ramayana?
Ganesha will bless them together.
No. That is only Mahabharata. No. No. I asked the same question, not here, when we had an international conference on Ramayana where I attended as part of ICCR, Indian Council of Cultural Research from New Delhi. I went to Fiji. We had 17 experts from 17 countries. All of them we were discussing, I asked this question. So most of them know Tulsidas Ramayana or maybe Vatmiki Ramayana or Adhyatma Ramayana. There is an Adi Ramayana which was taught by Narada to Vatmiki.
Narada to Valmiki.
And the reason was Vatmiki had a question, who is the best person in the world. So there has to be one question, and that question is what made somebody to give an answer. That answer is what made him to learn more about Rama. And then Brahma gave him the gift of writing, because creativity is Brahma's department. Brahma is the person who will give creativity, and Brahma's wife is Saraswati. Saraswati has to be there for you to write words. That's why the goddess for words are Saraswati. So what is more important is quest. Our children are good, they had a lot of questions. But then after some time we ask them, keep quiet, don't ask questions. When we are not able to answer. Correct? That is where we stop questions. No? Keep quiet. Whenever we cannot answer, we will say keep quiet. Otherwise, every child is good. What is this? What is that? What is this? What is that? They keep on asking.
And these days, they started asking, it doesn't make any sense.
See, the sense or no sense
No, I mean,
Depends on the age and their level. Level can be different. Something which is fully nonsense can be totally sensible thing for that age, for that culture. So it is we who created them by mistake most of the time. Not intentional, it's accidental. And then we have a responsibility to create an environment for them. No parents can say that no, my child is having this problem because of, no, you are responsible. There is no because and there is no other. It's all you. So any basic character, most of them are influenced by their peer groups. But who creates the peer groups? It's the parents. You have time for everything, but not for. See, when we create a small building, a house, we have a plan. Correct? Do we have a plan for your children? A blueprint is created, a budget is created. No, we gather items as it comes and then start constructing a house. The house will not have a good structure. So you should have. That can be modified based on your budgeting, no problem. But you should have a budget, you should have. That's what is missing. So you cannot blame saying that children are, no. That is what our scriptures are teaching us. We are sitting in a temple, so we should relate everything to. Mahabharata has got two stories of two different cousins. It's a story between two cousins and their war, right?
Yeah.
They all lived in the same palace. Either Pandavas or Kauravas. They were all cousins and they lived in the same palace. They studied in same school. Gurus were same. So neither palace, the place of stay, nor gurus can change the basic behavior pattern or character of anyone.
Wow. Yeah, this is.
It is the satsang with whom you are associating, who is your guide.
Wonderful.
If Kauravas and Pandavas, we categorize them as two different. Pandavas are good and Kauravas are bad. That's what everybody says. There is no second opinion on this. Not even to their own Kauravas' mother. Gandhari also, the saddest person in this world in any epic is Gandhari.
Not Sita.
Sita was happy. Gandhari is the saddest person in the world. In any epic, if you see, because this is all a story which is almost 5,200 years old. Even today, sitting here, we are saying Duryodhana is the worst person. Will any mother, fathers will be able to tolerate anything? No problem, because they don't care. No mother will be able to tolerate hearing from anyone in this world their child is the worst one. And we are telling after 5,000 years also. So you can imagine what will be Gandhari if she has to listen to all this. Correct? Everybody speaks Duryodhana is bad. Inside Mahabharata also, every questions which can be asked in this world is asked there itself. So Gandhari herself asked this question. Why my son is bad? And he also called, like all of us will call and then tell. When our son and daughter or somebody is not good, we will say, why can't you look at Sita? She is a very good girl. She is getting first rank all the time. We keep scolding my son Hari also, right? And my Hari says that, yeah, my problem was always I was looking at Sita. That is why I failed in my exams. In the class also. Correct? We always compare and say, I am sure Gandhari called Duryodhana and said, why you cannot be like Dharmaputra? Because everybody says Dharmaputra is the good boy.
Yeah.
A+ in all subjects all the time. It's a very good boy. Immediately Duryodhana gave an answer. Duryodhana was one of the brilliant student, much brilliant than Dharmaputra. So he has answer for every question. He immediately said, Jana abhi dharmam. Ma, I know what is dharma. Mrs. Dharma also I know. Janami dharma. Nachame pravritti. I am not able to do it.
Not able to do it.
Janamya dharmam. I know what is not good also. Nachame nivritti. I am not able to stop doing it. Janamya dharmam, nachame pravritti, janamya dharmam, nachame nivritti, vai. Kena api kamena hridistitena yatha niyuktosi tatha karomi. My desire is not allowing me to stop from not doing. So it's our desire which is to be changed. How do you create desire? Desire is from the indriyas. The whole Bhagavad Gita, yesterday also we said, right? Indriya nigraham. Control your indriyas. Why controlling indriyas? Because we are human being. What is human being? Being human. What is social being? Being social. So what should we teach our children? Only two qualities. Being social and being human. Then the rest of the things will be taken care of. They will see what is good, what is bad. Discriminative power is knowledge. Otherwise it's only data and analysis and then interpretations on that. That's knowledge. So how do you discriminate things? What is good and bad? That ability will come only with the people with whom you are associated. So what happened? Gandhari is responsible for his bad qualities. Mother is responsible for the son's bad qualities because Gandhari is from which place?
It's like Iran, that area right now.
Gandhari is Gandhar Naresh. Gandhar Naresh is Kandahar. Kandahar is Afghanistan. So the problem was unnecessarily from India, he went to Afghanistan to marry. Afghanistan people are bad. Traditionally and even today. Right? So all the evils, the story characters came. And not only that she came to India as blind, to marry a blind person. Why he went to Kandahar to marry? Because he was blind. Blind physically and mentally also blind. With the power he was blind. And when husband is blind, wife is supposed to open the eyes. But she was so blind, she also became blind. Internally blind, therefore she became blind. If both parents are blind, definitely children will become bad and you will produce more children also. That's why 100 children. Both are in dark all the time. So if one parent is not good, you should not spend time, invest time with the blindness. You should open and then be creative. That's what is to be. That is not done by both Gandhari and her husband. Therefore the child became bad. Therefore what happened? Gandhari took his brother also along with that. Shakuni. So who was the best friend from childhood onwards? Mama. Shakuni. So who made this boy bad? Shakuni. Whereas Pandavas, what they did? The best friend for Pandavas was always Lord Krishna. Sudarshanam. Krishna's weapon is Sudarshanam. Darshanam is philosophy. Sudarshanam is best philosophy. So who had best philosophy? Krishna had. So if you don't associate your children with the best philosophies, a guru who can teach you good philosophy, they will be in dark. And they will have power, position, all that will be there. They will make money because Dharmaputra was poor, whereas Duryodhana was rich. But the whole world will tell one day and they will all be led by bad practices. And the desires will be different. The desires are created by the facilities which we give. The satsang which we have. So you should have good people around. That is what Mahabharata says. So going for movie is good. But you should go for movie with the people who will discuss about movies. Right? We not watch, we see. No. We learn all movies. There is no single day without a movie in life. Every movie released is seen. Therefore, she is able to predict what is going to be the Oscar, in which category, art direction, music, story. Correct? All the different categories the predictions what is done for last 3-4 years, 100% it will happen. And list out all the movies. See, I am in US, so what I did was I heard some time back the influence of Swamiji's coming to India, how it changed the opium, ganja, drugs.
Swamiji is coming to India. Or
India.
Swamiji is coming to India.
India, Swamiji is coming here. People also went back to India along with Swamijis. They also became Swamijis.
Yeah.
So most of them became Swamijis from US,
Right.
with the influence of Indians coming here from 1966 onwards or 65. That's where ISKCON started. So there is a nice movie the other day. We saw Chapak.
Yeah.
You must not have heard, you must not have seen. You were in US for long years. But my second visit or first visit, I start learning about,
US.
Yeah, US. So the one method, who came, what they did, what influence they did, in different category. Like a movie, when you look at it, you will see there is a great movie which is two different conflicting ideas. One, spirit, and another one, spirituality. There are two things which we can make people happy. One is through spirit. That's a temporary happiness. Right? That is drugs.
Yeah.
And second one is spirituality, which is a permanent one. But there is a great conflict which happened for the youngsters. Maybe Vivekananda could not influence that much, or we are not knowing about what happened to the society. But 1960s movies, if you look at it, you will see a lot of conflicting ideas which influenced American movies because of the Indian spirituality who came and spread in US. So learning movie, you will learn a lot of history. Only thing, if you can speak about it, you can write about it, you can create something around it, Writing will come only when you read a lot. So if you don't have habits of reading books, you will not be able to write. We all must have done English comprehension in our... Comprehension is read something and then make a small gist of it. We are doing it only for exams. But that is must for any job in this world. Generally I'm very curious when I go for some programs in India, different places. The next day newspaper, I want to see how they report it. That is because the paper reporters, they listen to different things in this world, right? And they are able to make it so attractive, one paragraph, because the space available is maybe 4 centimeter by 4 inch, that's it. 4 centimeter is the column width and 4 inch could be your. And in that they will write the whole thing. I started my profession in paper, so I know how to write. So if you don't know how to write, make gist of things, the comprehension examination is given as part of English communication, because in any profession in this world, people must be able to comprehend. And that is what even a civil service person, when they write for Indian civil service, they are asked to have comprehension, English ability, because when Modi visits some country, there are secretaries whose job is to look after and all what happened in the earlier prime minister's visits in so and so country, which dress they wore, what is that they spoke, everything cannot be given in files and then pictures. It has to be made into a small gist and then given to you. So even what is Prime Minister's job? That job is also same. If you want to make a movie, that's what it is. If you want to write a poetry, that's what it is. So documentation is a major part. So what generally done in camp is do many varieties of activities, but common factor is documenting. And how do you present? So assume now I spoke. I can speak hours to them. But then we go for some programs, they'll say 10 minutes. Sharp 10 minutes we stop. It's 1 hour, sharp 1 minute. 1 hour, 1 hour. 1 minute, 1 minute. That has to come in that level. Mahabharata is, Ramayana is a great epic with a lot of 24,000, 56,000, including Yoga Vasishta and all that. But small sloka also can finish it. 4 lines. Ramayana story can be finished. Ekaslokis are there. For every epic we have got an Ekasloki. That means a summary. When you write a PhD thesis also, you should have synopsis. When you write a paper, you need to have abstract. But are we able to make for a movie which you do? So every chapter which they learn, if they can write an abstract, that means they learned it. That's what is to be done. So that's a common factor which has to be made. Once that is given, definitely concentration will become part of it. Because they have to make an abstract, they have to concentrate. What is lacking today in learning or doing anything in this world is lack of concentration. So how to get it? Abhyasena to kaunteya. Start practicing, you will get it. So it's not attending camp and leaving. It's practicing. That's why when I say that movie, these are the two movie description, immediately I expect an answer saying that, yeah, I will write a review. That should be the answer. అర్థమైందా?
So back to your question.
Anything?
What kids learn. So it's open.
Could ask anything? Yeah. Some question.
Okay, so means we learn that story, Mahabharata, means lived in the same palace, but the surrounding. In a house, means I have too many kids, I have 3 kids, so we give, somehow I feel that DNA or something is there which decides their mentality, because 3 kids, same home, same parenting, same parents, same treatment, but 2 different personalities, totally opposite personalities, and how that happen means.
Wonderful. It's a good answer. It's totally biological. The time of consuming, the day you conceived, the night you conceived, what food, not by the father but the mother, what she takes decides the character of the child. The mood in which you had sex will tell you the character of your child. That is why traditionally, that's why I said accidentally, by mistake, all that word is used. Earlier, it was a ritual to be conducted with a lot of thought process behind it. Today it's not. Ritual means not the today's words of rituals. Today ritual itself is anything which you do unknowingly is called ritual, right? A ritual, it's a normal ritual. So that is where the problem. It's not my word. The food what you eat determines your character. How much you eat determines your character. Correct or not? Not character. We use the word character, but I am also using it knowingly. Because people understand. It's a behavior pattern. Character is entirely different from behavior. You eat your food, you love biryani, very good. But how much you eat? You love it, therefore what will happen? You will eat more. When you eat more, definitely you start feeling suffocated and then you will say, I should not have eaten. Will it not happen? Why are you eating? Midam bhuktva. Eat little. Shatam japtva. Have some chanting. Padashadam shanei. Walk slowly. Dog will walk slowly. Walk like a dog. Bisha gyum kim prayojanam. You will never require a doctor in your life. So what is required is the food what you eat will tell you what is the disease which you will get.
Sir, this is does this go back to the sattvic, rajasic, tamasic regarding the food we're talking about right now?
Yeah.
For the kids.
Every food has a basic quality. And what we eat today is all food which we store in fridge, refrigerator, right? Which is called tamasic. Old food
Is
tamasic.
Number 1 is pickles.
Even anything which you store and then keep it for some time and then reheat it. The milk itself, I'll tell you, the milk, I had cows in my house in my childhood. I drank sufficient milk in my life. Therefore, I am not able to drink milk today because I know the taste of real milk.
Yeah.
And I used to drink straight from cow. I used to go for milking. The first, after the calf takes, it is my share. Then only I will milk. I did in my life. So that heat, that temperature, that pure, that taste. It is warm. It is not an atmosphere temperature, and you keep it more than 20 minutes, it will get spoiled. Therefore, water is added.
We used to scold them for
No.
putting water.
If you don't have water in the tumbler and then milk it, definitely the milk will get spoiled immediately. So keep water, it can stay for, because refrigerator was not there those days.
Yeah.
So therefore keep it for some time. Then boil it and then throw the water away.
Evaporate.
So the milk is preserved.
Yeah.
It's like a condensation process, which today we have. Right? What do? You boil it, put it in fridge, take it back, again boil it, put it in fridge. The quality is lost. Most of the diseases, most of the illness, disease is different and illness is different. Most of, you can look at YouTube, disease versus illness, DrTPS, you will get. So most of the illness is from the tummy. You are what you eat. The subject is called macrobiotics or microbiotics. You are what you eat. So your basic character, the feelings. See, you eat more mirchi. People get angry faster. Your stomach will burn.
One of our family friend, I tried this. When she, after pregnancy or before pregnancy, we gave a khichdi to her.
When she was
When she was, sorry, it's after pregnancy. So that elder boy is always a khichdi guy, Satvik. The younger boy gave a biryani and he want only chicken.
You are a terrible fellow. You are experimenting on somebody's kid. You should try with your wife and you will check, produce as many as you want.
Yeah, I tried and they are in North Carolina.
This is true, but
their parents themselves agreed to this, yeah.
I can prove.
And second one, the way your first child, the experience of taking care of your child, you have less experience because it's your first child. So second child, you've already got experienced. Either it's a good or bad experience. Like what experiment you have done, you will experiment on the second child, first child. Correct? And the company in which they are there. So generally what is seen is, the first child is more responsible, they'll become little pious, wisdom, well behaved, but the younger ones will be worst always. I am the youngest in my family.
I read something about birth order.
Yeah.
They talk about
They
this.
talk
The
about
first
it. It's the
child,
same.
we are more pressurizing them.
Yeah.
And
And
we
what
want
is
them
done
to
is, for the
excel in
first one,
everything.
generally the gap is 1, 2, 2.5, 3 years old. So they will say that no, you should look after your younger brother. So the elder one feel more responsible, the younger one feel is the pet for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sir, this is a little off tangent, but going off on the food question, if we want to stay alert and energetic, I think, well, coffee, I guess, is considered rajasic, right? Or is it?
See,
Because I'm trying to.
I don't know whether the rajasic tamasic is being done for the compound foods. It's only the primary. You mix many things together. See, that way it's very difficult. Every sweet in this world has got only 3-4 components. One is ghee, sugar, and some wheat powder. Right? Some grain powder. The way in which you mix will make the sweet different.
Okay.
First, heat the sugar, make liquid out of it, and then add wheat, then some ghee, the taste will be different. The first heat the ghee, then add, so the compounds things are never discussed anywhere.
Okay.
Because it will be very difficult. It's too cumbersome. We'll have multiple number.
Yeah.
The periodic table, there are no compounds.
Yeah.
It's only the elements.
Yeah.
So the way you want, you can mix them.
But I think, I guess the reason I asked the question is because we know, like coffee, for example, makes you more
No.
stays less awake.
No, I don't know.
The behavior.
I don't know.
You can't say.
I can, no, because if you are looking at the modern research, coffee is good or not, you do statistics about all the cancer patients, how many of them were drinking coffee. So out of 100 you get 90, you say coffee can cause cancer, can be a next paper. Okay, next sample you see that most of them are not drinking coffee, then you will say coffee is very good for not having cancer also. So don't believe any research papers on health science because they are all not good. Because there are preconditions. I'll tell you, I'm from Kerala. Coconut oil creates cholesterol. That's a great story, and many people banned coconut oil. But then I started doing my own investigation. I have few children who are doing pharmacy courses, and then I told them your project should be something related to our tradition and all that, because I love my tradition. We found that coconut oil is not creating cholesterol for earlier generation, but now it is creating. The basic reason is we have used coconut shell, which is the spoon for cooking. So when you are putting coconut shell, for cholesterol, coconut shell is the solution.
It will absorb the cholesterol.
Yeah. So I treated a lot of people. Earlier, coconut shell water was a drink in Kerala.
Yeah, even my papa, he will treat it
Yeah.
the same way.
You take it for 3 months, your cholesterol will be normal.
How do you drink shell?
Yeah, that shell you can smash it and then put it in water and boil it. Clean it well so that there is no fraction, dirt, no, and not even that coconut should not be there. Otherwise, it starts stinking bad. Dry it, clean it properly, and just boil it as it is.
And that water.
You drink more, no, instead of normal water, drink that. So there are a lot of solutions which are given by nature for every problem. So I keep saying if there is a problem inside, there is a solution just outside. See, God created solutions for every problem, very close to it, but we are not seeing it.
So next week we'll have a coconut.
So,
No idea.
no, she will have to suffer.
You will experiment all his friends.
I'll have to take leave.
So, most important in our life is to know. That is why the situations, food, environment, the mood in which we are eating. See, for example, same food, you have banana. Ripe banana is good for digestion and it is very good for stomach. If you have some digestion problem, ripe banana. If you have got purgation, loose motion, kacha banana. So banana is same in different age, different time, it is entirely different process.
Yeah, also taking banana in the daytime is different than night.
Yeah, there are few
Night is
fruits which you
poison.
should not take at night. There are fruits which you should take along with the little salt. Otherwise, you can have sore throat.
So, sir, you would say that
You can have grapes. You will create. Many people have got problem. They have sore throat. No, the throat infection will come. Add little salt and take it. It will not be there.
Sir, so then instead of thinking about research about coffee or whatever, what you're suggesting is, once in a while have these traditional foods and
Not once in a while.
watching what you eat.
No, don't experiment your own body. It's only one life. You cannot experiment and prove something and the next life I will do very good. No. See, there are two things. Something which you should do which we like, which is of manas.
Yes.
But don't just be driven by manas. Little bit buddhi also use it. Okay?
Yeah.
So, mix it.
Yeah. No, because you were talking about his question about the character of the kid being born at the time, so that's why I wanted to know.
So we have no control. See, character is one thing which we cannot change, but what we can change is behavior. See, I keep saying the character is like a car in which you have been left to drive. All doors are closed. You have no way to change your car. So what you will do?
Drive safely.
Drive, but the skill for driving has to be, and that skill for driving is your behavior. And the path in which you drive is your satsang. Assume you have a bad car, not that bad which you cannot drive, but can drive. Then what is important? Your safe journey depends on the path, the road. That is what your horoscope also. That's what I keep saying. Your horoscope is good. That's a car given to you. Right? The time and space, that is what is horoscope. At what point of time, where. That has many things to do with the celestial system. The moon influences each one of us. 77% of our body is fluid, which are ferromagnetic fluid, which have influence by the celestial bodies.
And this moon causes the ripple.
The moon has got highest influence on us because it is the closest to one. I keep saying that's what creates waves in this.
See.
We were traveling in Himalaya. We went to Kailash, and I have one of my colleague was Matob from USA. He was originally a Japanese. So he said, what a beautiful moon. Because the moon which you see here, 3 times bigger you will see when you go to Kailash. Beautiful blue. You can imagine the same moon, 3 times bigger. You feel, oh, very good. I said, very good. He said, this fellow who is creating all problems in the sea. Got it? So, what we think is good may not be that good. What is moon? Moon is our manas. Change the battery or connect it. Change the battery. So the moon creates a lot of waves in our manas. That's why many troubles for each individual. It could be a headache. It could come in the time of moon.
Also something else.
There is if you want to learn biorhythm. Biorhythm is an English version of horoscope. Give your time and date and place of birth. I'm an astrologer, so I know. I've done a lot of research on what astrology we follow in India and what astrology Westerners will follow. Westerners will have no astrology, but their basic science is called biorhythm. So one of my talk earlier in Madhamrata and my birthday celebration, I was a guest speaker, which what I did was horoscope versus biorhythm. Exactly same. It's 2 different science, but here it is a mostly astronomical related your predictions. Here it is time and place, which also uses astronomical. So either Eastern or Western, science is same, only the path in which you moved was different. So there, physical, emotional, intellectual, social, spiritual vibrations are there in human being. The time and place of birth will determine your physical strength. Same food what is given to both children, one will love it, another will not love it. Will say, this I love, this I don't love. The basic reason is the time and place. The physical requirements also will change. Emotional changes could be there. Intellectual, same father and mother, but one will love, the other will say, no, I don't. So all the behavior patterns will change. So it's not in totally our control.
One question on having one kid versus multiple kids.
What's your question?
Any
You should have as many kids as you want. As many kids as you can afford. So that you can have your own district. Your own constituency. See, it all depends. See, I'll tell you, the basic research shows that depends on the climate. Correct? I'm not commenting, but what religious people learned, some of the religious practices are for controlling production of children. There is a place where it is too hot most of the time. when two hot people don't go out for work, they are inside house. Therefore, they found that the number of children became more.
Africa,
And therefore, they also marry multiple.
Rajasthan.
Don't guess. I'm not going to tell the religion. Because if I tell the religion, definitely you know which religion is that.
No,
So that's why I'm not telling the geography also. Geography determines religion. So therefore, there are a lot of research which says close to equatorial plane, the demography is more. Population is more. Far from equator, population is less. That's because the climate determines your reproduction. There are a lot of reasons. It's not what you control. It's the environment and the climate which controls. I'm not talking about one individual cases. I'm talking about a generic structure. So. And today we know that we have less time for children. Earlier, multiple people were in the same family. If not one, another can take care. And the elder children is supposed to take care of the younger one. But today we have no time. So therefore, both parents are working. The new rules came. But I'm sure in some Western countries, they love to have a lot of children. And they have.
Yeah, here they wanted to have 4 to 5.
Yeah, it's good. India restricted it because our population is too large and we are not able to manage the population. If otherwise, in India, the population of youth would have been 60% of population of India. Now it is 25% because of the less number of children for each.
And there is a difference between South and North. South became Europe. North
Yeah,
became
everywhere. And the restrictions were given for government employees. Generally, all the rules started with government employees.
Yeah, because
You have 2 children only will get LTC. The rest you will have to afford yourself. Then people decided, okay, then health service also.
Oh, is it?
Huh? If you have more than 2 children, third child is not in the health insurance by government.
Oh, is it?
Oh yeah.
You will not get leave travel concession. You will not get maternity leave, paternity leave. Everything is closed only for 2 children. So what they did, exactly 2. But it affected only the government employees. But naturally, a government employee is the one who influences the society around. Therefore, it also started spreading. But there are different religious people who are not. They spread in the. I went for a recent one marriage of my classmate's daughter in the church. The priest himself was telling, our community percentage is only 0.2% in India. So I wish you produce as many children as you can so that our religion will grow. So some religion want to produce lot of children because they want to contribute to the religious growth. But I am sure our traditional story like Rama had only 2. Correct?
Yeah, the 2 he is not aware.
Eh?
He was not aware. He came to know later.
Sir,
Huh.
character is something done deal. How can art of parenting be molded to influence behavior?
That is what I am saying. Assume that you keep saying that no, my child will eat only with chicken. Otherwise, he will not eat chapati. Did he took birth with a chicken in his hand? Who fed? Who made this practice? That what you practice is called behavior. So there is no basic character which can be shown in your life. You don't know what is your character. I don't know what is your character. That is why when you get angry, you will say, I will show you my real face. That means until now you are not showing your real face. So everybody is in a mask. Personality means mask. Many courses are the personality development. What is it? You are changing your mask. We are not showing what we are really. Until you know them very closely for longer time, you will not know what sort of a person he is or she is. It's all pretending. Correct? Nicely you are pretending.
Yeah.
And that pretension will come out and you will show you, this is my real face. That also may not be the real face. Then he will tell you, last year I got angry, that time I showed you only little bit, 10% only. Now I will show you another 20%. No, that also will not be. It takes time. The more freedom you have, you will show all the real faces. So you cannot. And to each one of us, we are all reflecting. Manam darpana samanam. That's what Shankara said. What is behavior? The way you and me deal together is what is behavior. That's all reflection. The way in which I speak to money is the way money speaks to me.
It's a customized. The other day you
Correct.
mentioned.
So what is that? It is mirror. Manam darpana samanam. You look at me, I will reflect like this. Immediately I look at somebody else, I will reflect accordingly. Convex, concave, blurred, dirt, everything can be there. It's like manam. You come close to that, you will see. You go back, gone. Again come here, you will see again same. You are meeting your 10th grade classmate whom you left maybe 20 years back. You will also become a child there immediately. The way in which you speak will be entirely different.
Yeah.
But when you meet your boss, you cannot deal with him in the same style, right? Entirely different. Why do we do that? Because we get back to the reflections. Manam darpana samanam. So behavior is only darpana. There is no constant behavior for anyone. The same person, when you are good, mood, very good close relationship, very good reflection. But when you become slight error somewhere else, gone. So behavior is what is like a weather, unpredictable. Today it can be gloomy, next day it can be sunny. Behavior is like a weather, US weather, which is conditioned not by us but by Prakriti. Prakriti is around us. If somebody asks you what's the time, do you have any problem?
No.
You will tell, right? But assume you are running to catch your flight and somebody asks you, what's the time? What will happen? Or you have severe headache and somebody is asking, tell me what's it? Finished. Or you are concentrating and doing something. Your milk is boiling and you want, what is the time? You will say, I have no time now. Correct? So it's not asking time which is creating problem. Your time is creating problem for you. So where, when, how, what. Assume when somebody is closing the door, your hand goes inside. Get stuck. What will happen? What is the first reaction?
Pain.
Eh?
Pain. Anger.
No, what will be your first reaction? It all depends on who closed the door. Assume Prime Minister of India came here and then you were sending him off and then you were closing the door, your hand is inside. You will get angry, you will scold him, you will scream, you open it and then say, bye bye, hand, nothing happened, I am alright. Correct? But if it is your son, don't you have two eyes? Correct or not?
No.
Husband? But assume while you are closing, his hand goes inside. What you will say? Who asked you to keep your hand here? I told you many times, don't keep your hand unnecessary places. Correct? So all of us have got good presence of mind. We know how to use it, where to use it. And that is what the ability. But if that ability, if you use it in good places and right places, you would have been in a great position now.
I have a question. I don't know whether it's correct. I mean, I learned from somewhere by the age of 12, 13, kids don't pay respect to their parents. I mean, I saw in a lot of, including my kids, my own son. He might be having, hi dad, hug you, all those. But
I have my book Life Made Simple. There is a sequence in which different age how they look at their father. It could be mother, father, parents. So at the age of 3, you ask a child who is the greatest person in the world, or age of 2,
that,
my dad, he knows everybody.
Yeah.
Because whoever comes to your house is your friend. Therefore, the child thinks that he knows everybody in the world. Because his world is what you created. At the age of 5, you ask who is the greatest person? My teacher. Because she or he has seen a lot of people going to them, and then with all respect, your parents are also talking to the teacher with full respect. So whom should he or she respect? The teacher. But when they are in the teenage, you ask who is the greatest person? My friend knows more than the teachers and more than the parents. They found a lot of bad teachers in this world. So teachers are most useless. Parents, horrible. Correct? Because you start objecting and they have seen the world. So it all depends on, that's why I said, started with the program where I said, you should have more knowledge. You should grow much higher than them. Then they will feel a lot of respect to you. They will start listening.
yeah, I told you.
So we all are pressed with time, right? As you just said.
No.
No. But
Many people feel that, you are too busy. I keep asking only one question. Are you more busier than Prime Minister of India?
maybe,
No.
No. Maybe.
No.
Maybe.
No. See, there is nothing called. See, I'll tell you. I met Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh. I had an appointment. The time given for meeting him was 2:40 a.m. So they all work round the clock.
Yeah.
Okay. We have sufficient time. 24 hours, 8 hours peaceful sleep. More than that. How much time? Keep an account of your life. You will see most of the time we are wasting.
Prime Minister sleeps only 3 hours.
Less than that. You also will not sleep if you have got great things to do tomorrow.
Exactly. It's about.
You are not working hard because there is nothing great to happen tomorrow. Assume you have to meet. Assume you are going to say welcome speech for President of India tomorrow for a program. Tonight you will not get sleep. You have a great performance to do tomorrow. You will not sleep today. And such people who have got a lot of activities to do continuously, I'm sure they will get less sleep. Sleep is not must. 8 hours is not must. During our camps for 10 days, many days I don't sleep at all. Because children will keep on coming and discussing. One will go and sleep, the next batch will come. There are many days where we don't sleep. It's not must. And next day, same energy, same back. The energy comes from the interest which you have to do the job. So you have something great to do tomorrow. So don't tell about time. I never give one lecture. I give lectures on many topics. One of the topic which I don't generally give lecture is time management. Because time cannot be managed. You can manage your activities.
So I was actually coming to that. I agree. You will find the time for the thing that you really want to do.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Yes.
Right? Doing that every day and night, right? I'm doing, for example, if I have to run, I have to run. Right? I find time no matter what. My husband does too. And even if we don't have to watch TV entire week, we don't watch. Because we have to cook the food.
Priority, yeah.
Priorities. You have to prioritize. But even in that, if both of the parents are working and then your kids are, right, at school is a good place, but then that they go to after school like eye care and something, right? In a way, then by the time you pick them up, it's 5:30 or 6 or something, then you have to feed them, bath them and everything. So if you have like 3 hours with them before they go to bed, what should be the most important 3 to 5 things or 10 things that we should keep in mind, that these are the main things, because you can't be perfect parent. there's nothing called perfect parent, right? We all are humans with our own limitations. What are the key main things we should be really watchful of our behaviors, no matter, even if they are the one closing the door on our window, our hand. Should we be the most patient with them? Should we spend time disciplining them? Should we spend time playing with them? Because if we have 3 hours every day, what should be the best utilization of those 3 hours? How we should influence them positively?
Create activities which engage them 200%. For which you should be part of it. Right? It all depends on which age. Yesterday I was in somebody's house. I think not even a single moment I stopped playing with the smallest child. It must be 3 years old.
3 years.
It's only 3 years old. But that 2-3 hours we have spent, I taught many things. It's all playing around, gaming with them. The child was really behaving hyperactive because somebody wanted to show that I am active. So become hyperactive. It's only showing. But after some time when we were coming out, perfectly all right. So it depends on age. Assume that you have got a 3-year-old child.
Yeah, I have a 3-year-old.
Yeah. What is to be done is, you have magazines, papers, which are all useless. Do they have a cupboard where they can keep different file folders? Create them, ask them to cut and then put inside, put them together. That's great general knowledge. All the sports people want sports people. Another one, all politicians. They will recognize people after that. Don't teach them by name, teach them by their profession. Let them do it by themselves as a game, a play, a time, and give them scissors. Got it? Many teachers, I'll tell you, the KG teachers, when I go for teaching, many of them will say that, no sir, controlling 20-25 children at the age of 3 is very difficult. Correct or not? They say, you give me 300 children of grade 3, age 3. I will make them to sit quiet for 6 hours. No meditation. And I used to keep those items. It's only one needle and a thread. Ask them, which I will show them, this is how you should do it. But I will use a normal thread. For them, I will give a little bigger thread or a smaller needle. They'll keep, the concentration they have. And many parents will say, no, the needle cannot be given. They will poke. I said, no problem. First, show them how it will affect. Then they will keep it like this only. They are more careful than all of us.
They are.
Yeah.
And
they know what to do, where to do, when to do, how to do. You engage them. So if your child is hyperactive, probably you should. And I'll tell you, no child will leave anything without completing. It's only we who don't have patience. We keep saying, I will play with my child. Then what do? I'll take my nice pen and then give you. Or maybe I'll give the mobile to a small child. I'll give you this pen. And the child will start scrolling and coming. What do? We'll pull it. We keep pulling it. Have you seen any child leaving it? I don't want. You are pulling it. Only we will say, no, I don't have time. I'll put it in my pocket. So they have patience. Perseverance is the word to be used. Yep. Every child has got 100% perseverance. We don't have. So use that perseverance for a better purpose.
So engage them in activities in a way.
Don't feed your children. When 2 years old, just give them food. Maybe it will spoil some place. That's it. But you clean it.
Don't
make them independent. How long you will feed? Somewhere somebody has to start. Now, I'm not saying from heaven. What I did with my 2 children is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Right? Before sleep, keep the dress in the order in which they have to wear. Unless that is done, no bed. 100% compulsory. That will become systematic in their life. There are many things which can be done. But You tell them to do it, but you don't do it.
Yeah, this
That is
where
bad,
the
no? So you should
conflict-
create your own systematic. You have a place to keep. And you be systematic. I'm sure the child also will become systematic. Washing, cleaning, everything becomes part of the activity which they also become part of it. I had in my camp a 9th grade boy who came the 7 days camp. So 7 days dresses were put in 7 different packets and then packed in the bag and then given. 7 days, 7. So when they came, in my place we get heavy rain. Immediately if the rain comes, you will say, go, let us go and drench ourselves. So we all jump into rain. So what will happen? You will have to change the dress. So in the 3rd day itself, his 7 dresses are over. So I asked him, he was wearing the same thing the next day. And I asked him, why are you not changing dress? My dress is finished. First time I am hearing the word dress finished. And I said, where is it? Old ones. Mother told, put it in packet and then keep it inside. Mother did not tell if it is wet what is to be done. Correct? So all wet clothes as it is in packet put, digged it out and then it started stinking. I asked him, get it? And I don't even have a washing machine in my house because I was teaching them how traditionally you should live. It's a traditional village. No fan also in the beginning. Later only I added fan because of large demand from some people. Right? Electricity goes, you are in dark, that's it. We don't even have inverter, but later I added inverter with the demand. As depended, started adding. Otherwise I know they will buy inverter and then keep it in my house. So I told him, take the towel, take your dress. So what am I teaching him? How to wash clothes. I asked him how to squeeze it. He never squeezed in his life. He was looking at, what a great surprise is happening. Water is going from because he has never seen somebody doing it. Because you remove the dress, put it where it is, the mother will put it in the washing machine. You are not even taught how to put it in the washing machine, right? There are a lot of people like this. And the drying cloth, you have a thread, you have to put it. I was putting the towel. Great thing. He took at least, many times it has fallen. You don't know how to put the towel on a thread because you never did it in your life. These are all small things, but there are people who never made tea. After BTech, came to my house for preparing for CAT. Started coming for some small classes. I said, make tea for me. Tea? I never made. Anything you made in your house? No, bread I made. That's it. Yeah, adding
Toaster.
toast.
Oh, that also.
That also, yeah, that's also not done. Great.
I never entered into kitchen.
That's it. We don't know where is kitchen in your house. See, that's what I'm saying. Make them participate. Anything which they do. Make the plates, keep it there, keep it back. Not for themselves. You are doing it for your children. Slowly make them to do it for you.
So give them chores.
Keep every job. Every job. Pressing dress. Cleaning the place. Keeping things in safe places. Everything has to. Teach them how to be independent totally as if you are not there in a day in the house. How do they do? How do they take care of your things? If you do that, I am sure they will become good. Age of 3 or 4 when you go, in India and all, when we go to market, we have to bargain. I told my son, go, ask tomatoes price, will come. 16 rupees. I said, ask for 14. We'll go and ask, 14 rupees? That's how we learn. So make them to involve doing things, nothing wrong. Mistakes could happen when they eat themselves, food may get spoiled. But how many days? Sharing, caring, loving, living together, all that is must.
Now it's all isolated. It's every house is an island. We don't.
It is not. We are only creating. I'll tell
No,
you.
it is.
Yes, we have lot of satsangs groups where families have to mix together, learn together. There are a lot of opportunities in this world. My house, I have got a small book called Nitya Sloka, which I created. For every Saturday, I used to have families, children coming and sitting together, learning shlokas. It's not child teaching and then washing away with the responsibility. The whole people are there. So we have got a lot of feeling, no, if there are a lot of people around us. So creating satsang is not for fun, not for enjoyment, not for something else. Invest time with all the people around, you know, by which you will get a lot of things. I remember when I was doing this, one boy, when the electricity failed, this boy is not able to move. He was in third grade. 6-year-old boy. Then I asked him what happened. He said, I am not able to see anything. Then I found that he has got night blindness, which no doctor in Hyderabad detected. He was using a glass which is 6 power. But no doctor tested him for night blindness. He would have gone blind in 3 years, 4 years from then. I said, go, get tested. Specifically ask for your retinitis pigmentosa disease. And he found his corner vision is reducing. So the whole family keep coming to me all the time when I am in Hyderabad and said, sir, it's you who saved my... It's not me. The mixing was such. We always mix, which we cannot see because all of us are not experienced. I am not experienced, somebody else is experienced. But somebody's experience should be added to your life. So we are not nuclear family. We are nuclear with a lot of facility to react, which that reacting facility we are not using. With an exception telling that no, we have no time. It's actually not true. We have a lot of time. For whom? You don't have time. We have time for everyone around us. That should be there. Create your house open for a lot of satsang so that your children also will mix with people whom you know. Otherwise, they will start mixing with somebody whom you don't know. That's a highly risky thing. And you are saying that I don't know who is my son's friend, daughter's friend. That's not their mistake, it's your mistake. And most of the time, father may not know the son's or daughter's friends' names and mother will know. Because there is a heart for you to know where they are going. So use it, wisely use it. Select friends for them, create them.
Influence that.
Influence
that.
Let them have, come to your house and sleep. Let them share time, make food for them. It's a great investment in your life. When your kids, friends and their families come and then spend time in your... you have sufficient time for your friends? No, that should not be there. Now you should have more time for your children and their family, their friends. I went many times to my, it may not be permissible here or not acceptable here, but my 2 sons, most of the teachers are known to us, and then we visited their houses when they were students. I remember my son was in KG, we went to their houses. At least once in a month we go and visit them. So there is a personal rapport. Assume that you have a personal rapport with your kid's teacher. The care and all that will be entirely different. And even today, my son, after maybe 10 or 15 years of staying outside, when he goes back, he will go and visit the teacher. No? On their retirement, he wrote a poetry and then sent. So that's a relationship. You keep relationship with the people because they are influencing your children, right? If my son is reading or writing, who is responsible? Either me or those teachers. So you may not do it for everyone, but when I go back to my hometown, I have got my science teacher who will ask me, when are you coming? When? He taught me 40 years back. Who taught me 40 years back, who is now 77, he also is interested to know, when am I going back to the village? That's because we keep a relation. It may not happen. We don't do it regularly. But when we are there, I remember on December 25th when we had a camp, children were there, I said, today we are going. We have to hire 2 jeeps, and then we went there with a cake and we celebrated there. It's a great thing for him. School teacher where you are going and meeting on December 25th. Not because he is a Christian. We celebrate everything. So we went there. Meeting them is a great thing. So keep relationship, don't tell that I don't have time. We have time, it's only priority. You use the word priority. So prioritize your children and their time. Do based on their age. Keep reading good books, and you don't read newspaper, not required. You are cooking, you ask your son, read newspaper now. Mama has no time for reading. Let me hear. So they improve their, and then in between catch one word and then ask, what does it mean? You don't know. Look at the dictionary, please tell me. So you are eager to learn, and through him you are learning. So he will feel more responsible. I remember my childhood lessons are by heart for me because my mother was brooming. And during that time, she will tell. My mother was a 3rd class dropout. But she told me by heart everything and then speak. That's what I learned by hearting. Those days it's Malayalam. Clack, clack, like, everything has to be by hearted. The whole class by heart and then tell her. That's my job. Finished. All of us learned how to by heart. My brother is an Indian Forest Service. He keeps saying, it's only somebody asked me to by heart, so I could by heart everything. So I became civil service. So make them to by heart. And most of your children should by heart lot of slokas. Because there is a limit of number of words which you can learn up to age 6. It should be more than 6,000. Become 12 years, it should become 12,000. By 24, it should become 24,000. If not, you cannot learn anything in your life. Those words which you have learned, you can replace with something else. There is which are less used, unused, that space will be used for adding new words. So if you know 30,000 words, you're a great man with a lot of vocabulary, you can speak on anything. So how do you improve? Keep. There are a lot of great things which people will know. I have got a lot of videos to show how children can, age 3, they can learn all the countries and capitals. If they can know how to speak, that's good enough. The other day we had a sing, no?
You can sing.
You can sing program, age 3. One girl who was singing, we shall overcome. So immediately I said, Hindi version, hum hoge kamyab, next time sir. So I'm sure they will learn it. But at that age it's fine. When we did a camp in Kottayam, one of the Mahatma Gandhi's disciple, one great professor who taught we shall overcome, immediately there itself I translated into Malayalam, then I taught all of them. I said you have to be creative, translation. One of the best methods to improve your vocabulary, your mother tongue. Somebody asked me how much time it takes for you to teach mother tongue for somebody. I said it's only 2 hours for me to teach. To you to learn, I don't know how much time it takes. Best method is translate. You have got some English rhymes. Tinkle, tinkle, little star. Your child should learn Telugu. Translate into Telugu. Mersu, mersu.
Mirse, mirse, nakshatrama.
So translation is one which can be given when they grow higher. So there are different methods at different age.
So one more tricky thing that pretty much I face as a challenge is I have a 8-year-old, my daughter, and she's pretty much the poster child, very perfect. And then this young boy, 3-year-old. He kind of taps in, even takes her time from me. Like his age is that kind of, he takes a lot of time. So how to balance the time between 2 kids, for example?
No problem. We have 24 hours. We have sufficient time. There should be a lot of fun. Don't say that, no, somebody is snatching my time, they are taking my time and all that. For whom this 24 hours is to be given? 8 hours sleep, 16 hours, in which 6 hours or 8 hours in school, but still you have 8 hours. This is what I'm saying. Give responsibility to the elder one to do these sort of things, activities, so that time is used. Create some craft, create some drawing, create some activity. Keep on giving something, no? But always I will tell you, don't Stop using your hands and fingers. You look at history, the greatest people in this world, greatest man from India is Mahatma Gandhi, right? It is not intellect, it is not writing, but he always used his fingers and hands. He had got some work to be done, right?
No, I'm not clear.
What is his
The check-
fun time?
Yeah,
What is that? Handwork.
yeah.
So you look at history, whoever has become great in their life, they all had something to do with their hands and fingers.
One more example.
Either it could be cooking, correct? Where you are using your hands and fingers. I don't know whether you can cook without your hands and fingers. Any activity, either drawing or crafting, any job which you can do with your hands and fingers, keep them engaged. That should be at least half an hour in their life. So ask your elder one to share what they know to the younger one what they can do. That's why even ball, you are holding ball and throwing, hands and fingers are used. That should be must.
Yeah, all those
Some craft activity where your hands and fingers are used, all those people have high creativity in their life.
One more thing, my own question. I am always on hands-on keyboard, iPad. Is that considered? I just wanted to find out.
You are only searching for something which you are always in search. You are not doing anything. No, you should do something which is creative. Stitching, tailoring, keep doing. No, nothing wrong. For a small child, what you is
Writing.
you give some
Not typing.
yeah, cut it and then stitch it again. No, see, you have got national flag. Give 3 different color. Ask them to stitch it. It's a great learning. I learned tailoring after my 10th grade. No, it's all craft. You know how to stitch, make chair. Craft is something which we do. So that is how the craft. Don't think that I am making a flower out of the small paper because I cannot afford buying something from the shop. The buying from the shop is different and you making is different, right? So do it yourself. Should be there. And cutting vegetables,
Is an art.
many people don't know.
Yeah. I can teach anyone who wanted to cut vegetables, onion.
This is also fun, right?
No, I'll tell you, it's not that simple. The onion slicing. Onion slicing is a big job,
Oh yeah.
right? Anything which you need to slice it, it's a big job.
Oh yeah.
Dondakai.
Yeah.
When you want to fry it, you need to make it small size. I'm very particular when I cook. Every piece have to be of same size. One should be big and one should no. I don't require any equipment to do that. I do that very systematically. If it is not,
I have invented.
otherwise you can have a dosha plate in which you have got a bigger dosha and a smaller dosha. It doesn't look good, no?
Yeah.
Correct.
I invented, went to Amazon, did a Google search, bought a vegetable cutter, put it
Yeah, that is that.
all same size.
So that is how you are going to teach everyone. How are you tolerating? HSSI has got some award to be given. You should give.
Maha, what I say at work, I say make simple. Talk simple. Be simple.
Don't ever do hard work. Do smart work.
Strategic work.
It's easy to cut, difficult to wash.
That is experience. That's why I keep seeing Mani all the time in the kitchen washing only.
Yeah.
Oh, wash is the easy thing. You know? When you are
He has
washing,
got a solution.
You bought something from Amazon.
no, I mean there is a same washing dishwasher as well as when you are washing, you see that's a meditation.
Washing the cutter. I'm talking about washing the cutter.
Oh,
That you don't wash. Morning you cut, afternoon cut something else.
oh, washing the cutter. That's also very simple.
First cut the vegetable, then cut soap. See the problem, you are confused in using water. That's the problem. You are not able to. You should have a bucket where this cutting machine you can put it inside. No, take it after next.
Even no need to wash all those things.
Yeah, never.
Yeah, just rinse it on the tap. That's it. Just do this, put it aside. I don't wash my coffee cup at work. Maybe years together. I just replace.
Somebody else will wash anyway.
I never wash. So to avoid washing, I don't add milk. Milk stinks. So I don't drink milk also.
The sugar also will stink.
The sugar, some extent, okay.
Years together.
Rinse. Yeah.
But what for? Yes, there was somebody who says, went to a doctor
So
and
to
then
create
said,
a
no,
time.
I want, I'm taking care of my life very carefully. I don't drink milk, I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't watch movies, no hawkers, nothing in my life. The doctor asked, then why are you living in this world without all this? Why do you want to be healthy doing nothing in your life? You must enjoy. Anyway, we had a good discussion, right? This is 1 o'clock, you see, we gave up to 12 o'clock. So, take my card. You have it.
Thank you.
WhatsApp is active. You can send a message, then I'll send you my link of my books. My books can be downloaded from my website. So,
Sending WhatsApp message, you need to have a comment, personal comment. If not-
forwards.
Not forwards. Otherwise it will be deleted. Nice to see you.
What's your name?
I'm
She's my
Renu
wife.
Singh.
Renu Singh.
Yes.
From where?
UP.
UP where?
UP, Western
place.
UP, Muradabad.
Muradabad. I was in Delhi for long years, so
Yeah.
I keep traveling to
Yeah.
Meerut.
Meerut. So my original place is near between Meerut and Muradabad. That's,
That's why I said when you said Muradabad, I said Meerut.
Yes.
I keep traveling to Meerut. There is a Translam school where I used to go for lectures. Translam. That's a residential school.
Yeah. I graduated from Pantnagar University. I don't know if you know Pantnagar University Engineering. That's where I did my engineering. My husband is from Banaras.
Okay.
Kanpur.
Great place.
Yes, it is. It is. It is.
I was there in Benares Hindu University in 1985.
Yes. So we keep visiting PHU because my husband's mama was head of statistics department there. Yeah, so it's a good place. It's a nice place. A good discussion. Thank you. Thank you very much. Nice talking to you.
You send a message in my WhatsApp and send you the link.
Thank you.
Look at my website. You will listen to my videos. Bhagavad Gita class is here on Saturdays from 10:30 to 12. And all the earlier sessions, except the last one, is there on the YouTube.
Very good. Thank you so much.